Okay, this video is going to be different. I would like to analyze two of the greatest movies ever to be produced by Indian film industry, Pyaasa and Kagas ke Phool. I know this video is going to be extremely unpopular. No one wants to watch a guy talk about movies that came out 60 years ago. But I don't care. I would also like to compare these two movies and make a case how these movies, despite being exact opposites of each other, maintain symmetry and explore similar existential themes. In Pyasa, the protagonist Vijay is a poet who struggles to get his work published. His poetry comes off as depressing and pessimistic to the people, which is why it is rejected by publishers who would rather print something uplifting and romantic. As Vijay struggles to get employed, he descends into depression. His outlook on life becomes more and more real and pessimistic. Most of what Vijay feels comes out in the form of his poetry, the songs in the movie. इन जाने वो कैसे लोग थे जिनके प्यार को प्यार मिला एन तंग आ चुके हैं जिंदगी के कश्मकश से हम. Vijay talks about how he is fed up of rejection from society. Vijay's hard-hitting poetry when he observes the people around him on the streets, the income inequality, indifference, abundant reliance on materialism, and dehumanizing of individual comes out in Jinhe Naaz Hai Hind Par Wo Kahan Hai, where he questions the people who are optimistic about India after independence. The only person who understands Vijay is a prostitute Gulabo. In the second movie, Kagas ke Phool, Suresh is a very successful director who is at the peak of his career. He has respect in the industry, everyone looks up to him. He always gets his way and the production company resents him but tolerates him. The first song, Dekhi Zamane Ki Yari, which is also a flash forward to the end of his career, summarizes Suresh's complete journey and his fate. There is a very subtle visual metaphor in the song, where Suresh is standing in front of his fans who are waiting for his autograph, and the camera moves in a way that is not stable. This subtle camera movement, along with the lyrics, tells the viewer about a major theme that is explored in the movie, that nothing is permanent. Despite having a great career, Suresh's private life is a mess. He is separated from his wife and the daughter, and his life gets even more complicated when rumors about his affair with Shanti the actress get widespread. Now, if you think about these two movies, they both start at opposite ends. Vijay is a struggling poet and Suresh is a very successful director. Vijay's success only comes when it is found that he died in a train accident, and Gulabo pleads the publisher to print his work. Vijay, however, is alive but stuck in a mental hospital because his own friends are paid off by Ghosh to tell the hospital authorities that it is not in fact Vijay. Vijay manages to escape from the asylum and reaches a concert where he sees the publisher, his own brothers, and friends are celebrating his death anniversary and giving him a tribute in front of thousands of fans. All the publishers who rejected him, brothers who mocked him, people who found his poetry depressing, are now celebrating how amazing he was and profiting off of his work. In Ye Duniya Agar Mil Bhi Jaye To Kya Hai, Vijay becomes a transcendental Jesus-like character who literally comes back from the dead. The religious imagery and symbolism in the movie also confirms this, that Vijay has reached an exalted level in his journey. In Kagas Ke Phool, Suresh fails to get custody of his daughter, and after losing the case, losing his friend and his daughter, becomes alone and depressed, starts drinking heavily, and fails to focus on his work. His movie flops and he is instantly replaced by the production company. Suresh loses everything and starts living as a recluse with his driver. Vijay gets a chance to accept his success, to become what they want him to be, to forget everything and ignore what the world has become. Vijay goes onto the stage in front of the huge crowd and admits that he is not Vijay. He rejects his success, fame, money, and this materialistic society and walks away from everything with Gulabo. The production company gives Suresh a second chance, but he understands that they don't want him and are only using him to get Shanti to do more movies. He rejects the offer and chooses to save his self-respect. In the end, he returns to his studio as an old man when nobody recognizes him. He dies sitting on his director's chair. In both of these movies, the main character chooses suffering over living an inauthentic life. They both get second chances to accept the society as it is and change themselves. But Vijay and Suresh transcend their ordinary existence and find their authentic self while the characters around them, the publishers, brothers, friends, production company, Suresh's in-laws only cares about gaining more profits and maintaining their social status. It is said that there is a great deal of truth in these movies, as Guru Dutt himself struggled a lot as an artist and with his real life relationships. Both Pyaasa and Kagas Ke Phool didn't do well at the box office, but later became cult classics. Indian cinema and the people weren't ready at the time to watch movies that explored themes like depression, pessimism, materialism, and existentialism. And I don't think people today even are ready to embrace such hard hitting movies. People would rather watch movies as an escape from real life than watch those that questions and explores real themes. Guru Dutt made these movies for himself, and which is why he is India's first existential hero. Thanks for watching.